Chris Wrestling Views, you guys, here on YouTube.com. So, John Cena, you guys, won the WWE Intercontinental Championship from Dominic Mysterio. Now, the match was pretty cool and everything you had to say, you guys. And it was actually pretty cool for Dominic before Cena leaves, actually gets to wrestle the greatest of all time. And of course, with John Cena never holding the Intercontinental Championship, one title that has always eluded him and everything. But the match came about of Dominic coming out to interrupt Triple H and John Cena. Well, actually, really John Cena. Forget Triple H. But anyways, he came out and talking about he was the greatest Mysterio, and then he started mocking at Triple H, saying that he should do something about what his dad did last week. But we of course got the match at the first part of the show. Now I thought this was gonna be like a main event match because I did read some articles about it was gonna be like John Cena versus Dominic. I was like, ain't no way. I was like, not now, because we were predicting that it was gonna happen like at Saturday night's main event. But I think we'll get somebody else to actually do that. Now, with that being said, you guys, John Cena, of course, he did his, of course, his 5 moves of doom, as you of course call it. Seeing him in STFU because the referee ended up getting knocked out by John Cena's feet. No, by Dominic's feet, because Cena was trying to do the attitude adjustment and Dominic was hanging on to the rope. And but yeah, John Cena actually won because Dominic Mysterio did a 619 kind of like thing, and then did the frog splash. But John Cena rolled over, picked him up, threw him over his shoulders, and gave him that attitude adjustment. Now, of course, you've seen all the superstars backstage: Jay Uso, of course, Sheamus, Stephanie Vaquer. You've seen Rey Mysterio, of course, as well. And of course, he ended up seeing another familiar face, and that person who he did seen was Cody Rhodes. Now, with that being said, you guys, I never knew Cody Rhodes was actually like this dang tall. I was like, wow. But of course, you guys, Cody Rhodes hold that. He holds the WWE Championship. It's something very interesting. To see Cena and Cody and how Cena brought, kind of brought like Cody, around like, and stuff like that when Cena was like younger and blah, blah, blah. But it's too much of a story. But of course, you got John Cena, he was saying that it's going to be main roster stars versus NXT stars, which I like the idea because we did get a match that's made official, but we'll talk about it later in this video. So the second match of the night, we had Rusev versus Damian Priest, and of course Rusev won with the Machka kick, and actually pinned Damian Priest. Now it makes sense because Damian Priest, he's in a feud with Aleister Black, but it's also kind of sad for him to see him lose. And of course, you're seeing Rusev, close to the camera, saying, saying that he's gonna get Cena and that he's gonna break him in half and blah blah blah. But of course, you get the gist, you guys. And Sheamus defeated Shinsuke. So I think we probably gonna run Rusev back against Sheamus once again. But I would also like to see Rusev versus Gunther as well. I think that'd be a cool match. But of course, they showed sportsmanship and all that stuff. Shinsuke and Sheamus did. But with that being said, you guys, these two right here go like way back, you guys. But of course, this is the match I want to tell you guys about. Next week on Monday Night Raw, we'll have Javon Evans from NXT go 1-on-1 against the Ring General Gunther. Now, I'm wondering if it'll be crazy if Javon Evans does win the match. But of course, we'll more than likely have Gunther to win. Of course, not LA Knight, Solo Sikoa versus who? I'm not sure. It's a lot of names you can possibly guess and all that, you guys. But who do you guys think? Comment down below. CM Punk, you guys, he came out, not taunting with the crowd or anything. He's still mad because he got jaw dropped by Logan Paul. Of course, Logan Paul was called out by by CM Punk and everything. And of course, that's where Logan Paul said he got a vision of his own. And of course, as you can see here, Bronson Reed standing in front to the left. And of course, Jey Uso slides in the ring, because they were about to go down there and beat up CM Punk. CM Punk already had like a bandage kind of like thing on his arm, like on his upper arm. And with that being said, you guys, looks like Cody Rhodes ends up coming out as well to his music, and he slides into the ring. They start brawling and everything, you guys, and I was like, okay, cool. Now, of course, we've seen William Regal backstage, and Adam Pearce was like, tell him, what's going on. And then that's when he, said, as he always says, War Games, but with a whole lot of emphasis behind it as well, you guys. So I cannot wait to see this. Should we get one or two other people extra onto the team, or how this should go about? I feel like they could add just one more person to each team. I'm not sure who, but if I had to say for the division, I would guess Austin Theory or something. Next, you guys, Dragon Lee and AJ Styles said they want to be defending tag team champions, and they want to fight, whoever whoever they get thrown at them, and all that, you guys. And also we seen Maxine backstage, and she told Adam Pearce that she is ready to fight Becky Lynch for the Intercontinental title. This is definitely where AJ Lee will return next week on Monday Night Raw. I could be wrong, but like I said, I'm guessing. Of course, Becky would squeeze the face and pull the hair of of Maxine and all, but it was all right. Of course, you got Stephanie Vaquer. She retained her Women's World Championship against Raquel Rodriguez. And so after then, Nikki Bella kind of saved her as well. But Nikki Bella would take that title and clock her side the face with it, you guys. And I was like, dang. I was like, we got Nikki Hill. We seen the seeds were planting like 2-3 weeks ago. But now that it is official, I'm like, what dang. And of course, she takes the red top off, and of course, keep the black one on. So I know a lot of people who don't like Nikki Bella are definitely not gonna like Nikki Bella now. And yeah, so that's gonna be interesting. Next, you guys, we had the main event, which was Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss defending their women's tag team championships. Against the Kabuki Warriors. Of course, Lash Legend and Nia Jax would interfere once again, you guys. And I thought Alexa and Charlotte was about to retain this thing, but of course, Alexa gets sent over the announce table. Oscar get put back into the ring. It just seems like Oscar is always, not Oscar, but Charlotte is always getting pinned. Like, a cool show overall, you guys. Rating on this show, I would have to give it a 10 out of 10 on the grade scale, you guys. It was way better than last week's Raw, especially that ending. But like, comment, subscribe to Chris Russell Views, you guys, here on YouTube.com. I'll catch you guys later on. I'll make sure I tag my Twitter thing down here and my TikTok as well, so you guys can follow me over on there. But till next time, you guys, Chris Russell Views out.